Well, update 1.5.14 has finally dropped, and it's early in the morning. Everybody's still sleeping, so we got the mic a little closer here. But not everything has actually released yet in this because we do have events tonight. And I do want to say I have a show I'm going to, so don't expect one right at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock when we usually see it. I'm going to try and make it the second I get out. But still, there's a lot of stuff we can get from this. One of the big things that I woke up to was seeing the compensation in my mailbox. Now, I only did get one of these chests and 3,500 gems, which I did have 1,200 of these flasks, or 1,215 I think it was. So it's not actually calculated by your total flasks. I think it might be something like whatever you might have spent money on. But if you do think you were supposed to get some of these things, I'd go up to the support tab, send an actual ticket over to Habby themselves. Going on Discord, complaining on there isn't going to do anything for you. You actually need to reach out to Habby themselves. Heading over to the skin section, you can see we have a couple new avatars. We have the Dragon Celebration, we have the Judgment Angel, and the new adventurer, the Gagarin, however you want to say it. We also have a couple new frames, one for the whole Dragon Celebration, another one for the Abyss, and then titles, we got a bunch of them in there too, depending on either the Arena and the Abyss also. One thing I was excited to see is if I go over my backpack, we can actually see those titles in there now and how many we have. So given that they're usually like a 7-day or a 30-day, it's always nice to know, hey, if I use this and I want to, I'll have another one for later on. As far as that compensation, you can see if we click on that, we have 5 different things inside it, and pretty much 2 for the mounts, 2 for the artifacts, and then a universal crystal box. Clicking on the gear screen, you'll now notice we have the loadout tab up top, and this is a little bit tricky at first here, but just know if you're going to be switching to other gear, you need to have the whole power stones and your scripts to go and upgrade these things. So don't think everything's just going to be level 100 on you. You have to have the resources. You'll have to remove some of them and move them over, but at least you can slot the equipment that you want. This one will just be for the 6 pieces of gear. For the brands and heroes, you'll have to go in there and you'll see it down under the collection area. So you can click on that and select the ones you want in there. But we also did get a new brand in here too. This will be the Skeleton Spellblade. This is going to be an S grade. And starting off on this, it looks like it is skill damage that's going to be giving you a shield. It's only going to be once per battle. So figure every single day that you're on there, you could have this pop up. But then once you go and take it to legendary, it looks like it's going to be every turn. It will be based by your normal attacks will grant a shield. I imagine this will be coming from the event we see tonight, but we'll have to wait and check it out then. For the loadouts on your mounts, either go into your transformation or deploy tab, you'll see the loadout on there. And that's going to be the same thing with the artifacts. That's where we can go and transformation, deploy, and set those ones too. However, if you go over to your actual arena, you'll see we now have adventurer gear inside there. You can click on that and it'll pretty much list all the things that you can change. The one thing to keep in mind is the legacy you're using will not actually preset on there. So if you're using, like me, you're switching between the ghost and the skeleton, you'll have to physically go over there and activate that once you change your loadouts. But on top of being able to actually save these, change the names of these, we can actually share our loadouts with your friends. So I think that's kind of a nice little feature too. Oh, and by the way, you won't be seeing anything like the jewel locket slots on anything yet until this event pops up. I didn't mess around with anything with the dungeon dive because I think they said that the skip feature is going to be coming in about a week or so. So that just something to keep your eyes open over there. Oh, and as far as the pets and switching up the loadout on those, you'll have to actually go where you see the 3 of them up top there, click on one of those, and you'll see the loadout section pop up for that. All in situation that if you can't get in the arena because of the hours, this is where you physically need to find them to switch them up. So I'm not seeing any new pets, new mounts, new artifacts, but I think what everybody really wants to know is going to be that Gagarin there. And for all you Angel Bow users out there that said to me, you led me down a crap path of getting this thing upgraded, I find out it's junk. Well, now this is actually going to make it pretty good. So this is going to be a mythic adventure, and to get it, you can see here, we got to get the wheel champion thing, which is probably going to be the event we're seeing tonight. But the skill on this is going to take the enhanced rage skill and turn it into resonance. And as you can see here, looks like this is going to be doing a lot of extra dagger damage. Not sure if this is going to make the ranger legacy any more useful, but another thing to keep in mind that I didn't see in the arrow ones is if you go and click over on the adventurer you're using, there's another loadout for those skills there too. But for the Gagarian, this will increase our CP pretty good. The fact that our strength is 1.2 on this is going to be the highest one we've seen so far, which pretty much will equate to a bigger number. Based by the level, this will give 15% attack, 15% HP, 15% attack for the all adventurer bonuses. But for the skills, this is where things sound pretty freaking awesome. You can see spacewalk here, Every 5 turns for 2 turns during this state, all daggers have a 50% chance to become missiles. Dagger damage coefficient is going to be plus 35%, and angel dagger damage coefficient is going to be 100%. And then every 2 basic attacks or rage skill is going to reduce that cooldown by 1. So if you're like me, running a whisper, doing a combo build, this is going to be a nice setup for you. At level 2, you can see that now basic attacks and rage skills are going to be counted as daggers. At level 3, you're going to gain some dodge. The chance of those daggers turning into missiles is going to increase, but now we're also getting a chance for some control immunity. For the precision strike, this sounds like going and launching a bomb out. The bomb's going to go and then activate, do some damage coefficient, and based by how many daggers you have hit, you're going to get another big increase on there, but it's going to hit pretty hard the way it's looking. At level 2, damage number is going to increase again, pretty much keeping it to 10% of the enemy's max health, not exceeding 100 times your attack, the typical lines we usually see. And then overclock, restoring some HP, converting it into a shield, and then some increases to global dagger damage, global skill damage, ignore combo rate, ignore counter rate on it. So numbers we probably won't see for a long time, mainly for the whales. So I think that's everything there. I'm probably missing a thing or two, but just note there's gonna be more stuff coming tonight. Like I said, I'll make a video the second I'm able to do so keep your eyes open for that. And like I said, open up a support ticket for Habby there, and you can go and complain if you didn't get the compensation that you thought you might receive. So let me know your thoughts on this, and if you want to see what I traded in on the whole Grand Harvest, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I picked my butt.